you ever shared a false memory with someone else and you were so sure that you were right? Something that you were pretty sure it was true, but it actually wasn't. Did you know that there is a scientific explanation for this? Well, it's called the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is a phenomenon which a large number of people share false memories or events that never happened. It all started in 2013 when a researcher named Fiona Broom discovered with her colleagues that Nelson Mandela, who used to be the president of South Africa, didn't die in the 80s, but was released from prison in 1990. Many people believed that he was actually dead at the time. Even though a lot of people recall seeing his funeral on TV, Nelson's death is one of the most popular theories, and that's why it was named after him. There are a lot of other theories that can support that this phenomenon is actually happening. For example, in the popular Disney movie, Snow White, a lot of people believe Snow White's evil stepmother says mirror, mirror on the wall, but what she actually says is magic mirror on the wall. I used to watch Pokemon as a child, like a lot of people did, and I remember Pikachu's tail being black in the end, but it isn't. Small details that really stick to us as false memories. I think we've all eaten Kit Kat before, and I remember it had a dash between Kit and Kat, but it doesn't have one. Who reads chocolate wrappers carefully, after all? Do you like board games? Monopoly is one of the most popular board games. And we all remember that in the logo it had an old man. I remember that he has a monocle, but he never wore one. Why to remember such a detail? Cartoons and logos are generally things we tend to mix up, so here's another example. In the popular children's cartoon, The Flintstones, it's actually the Flintstones. You probably recall your favorite childhood cartoon as being the Flintstones, but if you were to watch the show recently, it is definitely the Flintstones. More to American culture. I wasn't sure about that, but a lot of people are 100% sure that the Statue of Liberty was holding the torch on her left hand, but it's actually the right. Even people who have visited the Liberty Island get that wrong. Do you remember if the dollar symbol has 2 lines or you remember 1? This may sound crazy, but it has only 1 line. Finally, one of the most mind-blowing examples. How many people do you think have walked on the moon? If you're thinking of 1 or 2 right now, then you must be wrong. Exactly 12 people have been on the moon in 6 different missions. And there are so many other examples too. There are a lot of explanations for this happening, which most of them are not scientific, like, for example, the theories of parallel universes or time travel. But the most popular one is just false memory, which means our brain tends to mix up information or missing details. So not every single effect will apply to everyone. An example that might be ridiculous to someone might be a reality to someone else. So next time you feel you know something for certain, do a fact check. You never know what details you're missing. Thank you.